My dear friends, in today's recording, I am going to focus on one sannyasi who lived in Tanjore, and his name was Chinnansamiyar. I always used to wonder, when majority of humanity is chasing money, power, fame, etc., there were a few people who gave up whatever they had also. So in this connection, the life and the journey of Chinnansamiyar is going to be told. He lived in a place called Tanjore, which is in South India. He was working in a mediocre position only. One day, he got up from his chair, and not only he walked out of the room, he removed the cloth which he was wearing around his head. Those days, there were some kind of different dressing pattern, which if we see the photographs, we will understand. Something like turban he was wearing, and he removed it also. And he started roaming in the road, and he will sit wherever he wanted. He would eat wherever he felt like eating. And suddenly when this development came, they thought that something was wrong with him. So doctors were called. He was not talking to anyone, neither he allowed anybody to treat him. He did not listen to anyone also. People nearby felt very bad that he lost control on him. So this was going on, and slowly people started calling him as Samyar. And he started getting respect also in the course of time. Seeing the respect what he was getting, some nearby Jadkawalas, they wanted to stop this. They thought he was a beggar, and one day they came together and they were beating him nicely. And Samyar also fell down. And they went about with their work. They were away to a nearby place doing their work. It was about 15 kilometers away, 15 miles away. And there they saw this Samyar sitting in front of them. He had no bruises also. He was beaten by them in one place, but in another place he appeared totally in a perfect form. The Jadkawalas came and they fell at his feet. Slowly, people started knowing about him, and one police officer was camping in a small place. Samyar went and requested him, kindly allow me to stay in your place for some time. He requested the police officer. Actually, police officer had known about him through somebody, but he did not know that this was that Samyar. So he allowed him, and slowly he wanted to know who he was. One day, he wanted to meet him. When he entered his room, he saw that Samyar's leg, hands, body, head, everything was separate. They were lying separately. And next day, police officer asked Samyar, tell me more about this. What he saw yesterday. Then Samyar says, leave it. Actually, superficially, leaving it means it has a superficial meaning, but it has deep Vedantic meaning of giving up everything. So this was the mindset of people who have given up on everything. They had no demands on food. They didn't mind where they were sleeping, and they had no interaction with the society for getting anything. This is how They lived, and Chinnansamiyar also lived like this only. One day, one murder had happened, and from somewhere one person came and reported to the police officer. Some murder has happened, and police officer had to go and attend on that. Samyar was there in that place, and he said, "You don't go there. He himself will come." Within a few seconds, that murderer came and he surrendered. This was the incident which happened. Next day, next few weeks, he was wandering in Kumbakonam. Kumbakonam has got its own beauty, and he saw someone taking bath in a river. He was just standing there and watching that person, and he pointed out his finger to his eyes. That's all. This person reached home and he became blind. After he became blind, he was just thinking of the incident in the morning. As he was coming out, somebody was pointing out at his eyes. He remembered this Samyar who had predicted this ahead of time. I'll continue this in the next episode.